there's one last thing I want to do to my form that wasn't in the other table-based form is my required text over here, I'd like to give it a little bit of an emphasis, right? Hint, hint, hint. But you'd probably think one of the first things, easiest ways to do it is, you think you need an inline level tag to put in there, right? Inline level is not gonna, because if you wrapped a div tag around this thing, it would create a box, and then everything would kind of break down, and this input would go on the next line. So you'd think, well, why don't I use a span tag, because span is a generic inline level HTML element that I could use. Yes, it's a generic element, but it's also, there's no semantic value to it, right? It doesn't mean anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap the tag EM around it for emphasis, right? And instead of actually, if you look, instead of it actually making it italics because of our reset, our YUI reset, it's just making it light, which is fine. I mean, we're going to end up styling it anyway. So what are we going to do here? I think the best thing to do is we could, well, actually, let's just look at what it looks like that. Alright, that's okay, but I think I want it to be just a little bit smaller than the rest of that. So what am I going to do? I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to target it. Now, Dreamweaver is going to do a nice compound selector for me, but before I even click it, think about what this is really going to do. So if we really want to target this emphasis tag so that, if we use the emphasis, the EM, somewhere else in our website, it's not going to have the same value. We want to really get specific in here. This is going to be a 3-page website, so we're not going to have another form in there. So what I would do is I would accept targeting this thing field set EM. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So see, Dreamweaver's given us a lot more code than we need, and I personally, I mean, not that that entire line is wrong. I just feel it's a bit much, especially when I'm trying to look at it. So I'm going to do field set emphasis, targeting that, and the color, let me change the color to, I want to change it to something red, but I don't want it to look obnoxious either. Alright, maybe we'll even make it a bit italicized. Let's see. No, maybe not. I don't know. Here it is. Fun. Yeah. Okay, that works so far. And now I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller. So I'll probably do point. Is that risky? Let me try 0.9 EMs. See how that turns out. Okay. Does it look good? You know what? I certainly don't think it looks bad. Let's just take a gander at this thing in all our browsers, of course. Internet Explorer. That looks pretty good. And lastly, Safari. Not too bad, not too bad. I think it's a bit small right now, but overall, the end product, what we have here is here's our inaccessible form that we pulled right from Response-O-Matic, and here's our accessible form with a little extra bells and whistles. Well, not really, right? Just orange, just the required being emphasized, but pretty darn good. And from a back-end perspective, way better.